Little comparison shopping, or comparison, I should say. What's the difference between Ghislaine Maxwell and Diddy? Diddy had films. Diddy had victims. Diddy had records. Diddy had evidence of what arson and filed serial numbers on guns and Cassie getting the shit beat out of her. And pardon my French, but. And the jury said, nah. Ghislaine Maxwell was found guilty of trafficking and a variety of other things, human trafficking, and what exactly, who was she trafficking with? This is the part that's the most fascinating. How was she convicted of anything? And how was Diddy not? What specifically was Ghislaine Maxwell found guilty of? And who were the victims? This is what I'm just throwing in, just as a review. Because she was found guilty in 2021, December the 29th. She was convicted of 5 of 6 counts relating to her role in the sex trafficking of a minor, transporting a minor with the intent to engage in criminal activity, conspiracy to transport a minor with the intent to engage in criminal sexual activity, conspiracy to commit trafficking of minors, conspiracy to entice minor to travel to engage in illegal sex acts. She was acquitted in 1 count of enticing a minor to travel to engage in illegal sex. She was sentenced to 20 years. The victims, the trial focused on 4 key victims, all of whom used pseudonyms or partial names to protect their privacy. Jane, who was a pseudonym for a woman who testified that Epstein began sexually abusing her when she was 14 and that Maxwell was present and sometimes participated. Kate, a pseudonym, she testified about being recruited by Maxwell as a teenager in London, later being groomed and abused by Epstein. Carolyn used her first real name. She described being abused by Epstein and starting at the age of 14 in Florida, with Maxwell allegedly helping facilitate the encounters. And Annie Farmer, the only accuser to testify under full name, she described being trafficked by Epstein and Maxwell at age 16 and taken to his New Mexico ranch. Although many other victims exist, only these 4 were included in the federal indictment against Maxwell. None of the alleged clients or perpetrators beyond Epstein and Maxwell were publicly named or charged. Isn't that something? This guy was in charge of this fellow Epstein. This was an international meeting. The lists, the files, the ledgers, and it's just these. This is it. That's all they were trying to do. Now Diddy, my God, Diddy, the videos and women and oh my God, it just went on, and baby oil and Tootsie Roll and oh my God, it went on forever, and nothing. They got him on the white slavery statute, transportation of women for whatever. Isn't that something? I mean, how does this explain this? How, when you go back and you think about what happened, how did this happen? Why did Diddy, how was he acquitted? And should he be worried now? If he starts talking, do you think he could? You damn right he could. He's done. He's free. Free as a bird. They can't charge him with anything again unless it's perjury. He never testified at trial. Isn't that something? He had all this evidence and they charged him with, convicted him of nothing. Ghislaine Maxwell, what about all these client lists, logs, Lolita Express, and these just 4 women with Epstein in her. What kind of trafficking? What kind of trafficking is that? Let me go back. Let's make sure we understand this again. She was charged with sex trafficking of a minor, transporting a minor with the intent to engage in criminal sexual activity, conspiracy to transport a minor with the intent to engage, conspiracy to commit sex trafficking of minors, and conspiracy to entice minors to travel to engage in illegal sex acts. It was just Epstein and her. That's it. She gets 20 years. Does this make any sense to you? I mean, at the time it seemed weird, but it really... So here's the best part. I guess maybe Ghislaine should feel lucky that she wasn't charged with other things. How do you not... It was just Epstein and Ghislaine? That's it? What are these client lists? What about all these terabytes of victims? And when you look back at it, it's unbelievable. None of it makes any sense. But you really got to ask yourself, how was it? I mean, let's face it, what Diddy did. Oh my God. I mean, he just basically lubed people up, filmed them, beat the hell out of them. People with it. Remember all of this. Oh my God, there were sex, there were this, and there were the adult performers and go do it. Unbelievable. What happened? How does that happen? What was it that she actually, this is important. What was it that it was just she and Jeffrey? That's it? What about all these other people? What about the client list? What about the logs? Nobody. So this story is like, what is it that we were led to believe? What is it that you believe? Was there any kind... Seriously, I'm starting to wonder, was there really anything? Was there anything? And if there was nothing, I guess she could say, well, she's in prison for, good reason for this one, but what kind of... I mean, you have to stop, because unless you go back and look at the facts of the case and look at the particular charges, you lose sight of what was actually the subject of the prosecution and what people were found guilty of. This is not... The more we look at this, all I know is, I say it again, Diddy was the luckiest guy in the world. With all they had films, videos, freak-offs. They were filming it. Women, rooms, brought, transported, boom. He was looking at life or prison. Nothing. It's incredible. Be careful, Diddy. Be careful, because don't say anything. Just be happy. By the way, his career's over, and nobody's gonna want to hear him and all this stuff, and plus the lawsuits and this other appeal. But I just had to put it into perspective. In one case, you had nothing, and she gets 20 years. In the other case, you have everything, and he gets nothing. They didn't believe a word of it. Isn't that incredible? What do you think about this? I've got some questions for you. Comment as you see fit.